Hello everyone, here we are again for Australian Motorcycle News with the update from Friday in Assen, Holland for the MotoGP. What happened today? Well, mostly crashes. We did a lot of laps. We had two practice sessions, free practice one and then we had practice one. Funny words, free practice one means it counts for nothing. It's a free practice in the morning and then Friday afternoon we already have a long session, but in the end everybody puts in soft tires, goes mental because you have to be in the top 10 because then you're in Q2 tomorrow. No stress, but Friday is already a lot of stress. But all we did on Friday was looking for bikes and parts in the gravel traps. There were a shit amount of crashes. It was just all over the place crashes, yeah. And okay, actually we are here with the paddock on my background. We just finished today, we had a recap, we had a chance to speak to most of the riders and we studied the results and it's time to go back and have a beer. But I want to and just tell you basically why everybody crashed today. And people crash because there's not enough grip. But that shouldn't be really new. It's racing, so we always look for the limit of the grip. Now, I'm not a rider, so I can say something bad about the tire manufacturer that everybody's using in MotoGP. Michelin is the sole tire supplier in MotoGP and they usually do a good or a very good job. Not so much here today in Assen. They give the riders 3 front tires to choose from and 2 rear tires. Front tires are always more critical when it's about crash because a front slide you don't save so much unless you're Marc Marquez, but even then. What happens, the allocation, we have only a limited amount of softs, mediums and hards. It was way too cold for the hards. It was supposed to be the temperature that the medium just started working, but it was beautiful for the soft front tire. Problem is, we don't have a lot of soft front tires. So riders say, no, I need my soft front tires for tomorrow's qualifying 1, qualifying 2, tomorrow's sprint, and maybe also for the race on Sunday, depending on the temperatures. Well, you got only 6 in total, so be careful what you wish for. Everybody started today on medium front tires and they crashed their brains out. If the tire is really not, if a tire doesn't have a perfect grip, these guys feel it and they can ride around it. But if a tire is really not getting up to temperature, there is no lip, there is no feeling, no warning, just on your ass quickly. I made some notes. I need to make notes because I'm too old to keep it all in my head. But this morning we had like 10 crashes. 10. That's like boom, 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 left and right. The camera guys go crazy, you know? And the TV director didn't know where to zoom in because everywhere were bikes. It was a drama. And then it was not a lot better in this afternoon session. Let's not talk too much about this morning, except that Marc Marquez kept us on our toes and kept everybody entertained and gave everybody hopes about the championship that he's normally running away with. By having a huge crash in the far... You remember my track pod that the little video I sent you about it? There's one corner, the fastest left-hander towards the end of the track. The lowest speed there is at least 180. But just before you do 180, you're still on 210. And that's where he lost the front. And that was bad. It was on his first outing. You go out the first time for the whole weekend on Friday morning. With the front tire that you know you don't really like so much, you don't need to use all the weekends. It's more to test the waters, you know. And what he does in his 4th or 5th lap, going in fully mental there, shifting back, way too much engine brake visible because the rear locked on corner entry. So he had like a sort of a high side on corner entry in the fastest corner of the track. In the first 10 minutes of the session, Mark, you can't do that if you want to become world champion. But I love it when you keep it a little bit entertaining for us, but I don't want to see you hurt yourself. That was the morning's biggest crash and that was the morning session. Comes the afternoon, Mark did another huge one in the second fastest corner of this whole track. But this time he did it, because Mark is Mark, so he crashes, but he did it more cleverly. He already had a really good lap time in towards the end of this session and he decided, yeah, I'm in P1, but I want to be in P1 with maybe more of a gap to everybody else. So he went out. There is 4 sectors on this track. After the first sector he had already 2/10 red, means faster than his own best lap time so far. In the second he crashed in a really fast corner. And this time he, video down, he hurt his balls big time. He had pain here. Nothing else, just there. I mean, for a Friday, that's a lot of things to happen for a guy that is supposed to become the world champion this year and has a fully target on the world championship. He overdid it clearly a lot today, but he is the fastest guy out there. So enough about Marc Marquez. We had Fabio Quartararo fastest on Friday on the Yamaha. Now the Yamaha is an up and down bike. Sometimes it can be really there and then it's there, and now obviously it's there. But it's only Fabio, so it's not so much that the Yamaha is so much better. The Yamaha shoots the flowing nature of this track very, very well. No, feel free, pass by. We are not alone, it's not our studio. It shoots him, but he also puts in so much effort and he created a really good lap. It was total chaos in the end of this session. We had 2 red flags, a couple of yellow flags. So a lot of people went out, completely focused in qualifying mode. Small fuel tank, electronics on maximum power, suspension hard, dark visor, complete, and then there's a red flag. That's really, really hard. For the riders to go back to the box, wait until it's not red again, and then try to do it again. Usually that's mentally a very, very heavy thing. Everybody had to deal with it today. Some riders deal better with it, some riders less. One of the riders that didn't deal so good with it was our Jack Miller. He was very unlucky with the red flags and the yellow flags. And then when he finally needed to do the lap, he found all sorts of people, traffic on his way, and he looked depressed. But he's got 2 more days to bounce back, and usually Jack always bounces back, but today was a shit. It was a chaos session, and Jack suffered a lot from it. So, who else? We had a lot of Ducatis in the top 10 as usual, but we had 2 Ducatis in the top 10. Pedro Acosta on 3 on Friday, and that's very hopeful. Of course, we had Maverick Viñales in the top 10 as well, because he's normally the leading KTM rider recently. We had Yamaha on pole with Fabio Quartararo on provisional pole from the Friday. That's very, very good. And we had 1 Honda in the top 10, but just like that, Johan Zarco, who was this morning the first one to lose the front big time, but didn't bother because he didn't hurt himself. And he's in Q2, and that's the guys with a Honda and a Yamaha. They have, for them, the Friday is the biggest day. You need to be in Q2, because if you have to go to Q1, that's a jungle and you're never sure where you're going to end up after that. And then your whole weekend is corrupted. So Zarco was smiling all the way because he was just in Q2. So big effort for them. Aprilias were there, or the Aprilia with Bezzecchi was in the top 10. Aprilias are always good in Assen. If the rider understands the Aprilia and rides the track, he can do amazing things here. Because Aprilias are really, really good in long, everlasting corners, because they have some special aero. And Bezzecchi was using it to his full benefit. So that was it for today. Tomorrow morning is the long free session where everybody is trying and testing stuff. And then the afternoon we have Q1, Q2, and then we have the race where a lot will happen. And I'm eager and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's race. And I'm going to recap you same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye everyone.